Hello everyone, Zelrant here, and today we've got our first look at the kit for Leva. And so this is the one without the numbers, so it's not going to be in-depth in how it works, but it's going to give us a general idea of how she works, as well as what kind of team she's going to look to be in. And so I thought we'd just take a quick look at it, and I'll kind of give my thoughts on how it works, and what I kind of think with it regarding like the other electric units, or maybe even a hybrid team that includes her. So first, let's go ahead and just take a quick look at this. And it also has her weapon in here as well, so we can see that. So it says Leva is a Sentinel class Doll who converts overflow stability damage into electric damage, generating numerous voltage tiles across the battlefield. And that's like the biggest thing I see there is converts overflow stability damage. So she is going to be all about getting that stability broken so that she can now do extra damage based on the stability broken. Now, I remember from when I looked at Lenna and I believe it's Belka or Andrus, one of them. I mean, I know Lenna has a debuff that increases stability damage done, and I'm pretty sure some of the other electric units have stability damage increased included in their kit as well. And so that is where I think we're going to see the tie-in with being able to do a lot of damage, and why she's going to want your electric units, because your electric units are going to be your stability damage dealers. But that also adds that she may also like working with anybody that can do a lot of stability damage, because she's converting that extra damage, extra stability damage into electric damage. So that means it could probably work with any team that does a lot of stability damage. But let's kind of look at the rest of her kit, because my guess is electric is going to continue to be her best based on the rest of it. She also wields a unique combat resource, Superconductive Code. By activating her extra active skill, Superconductive Strike, Leva consumes all stacks of Superconductive Code to deliver devastating damage. So this one looks like it might be something where you kind of want to time it to do a lot of damage. And my guess is you're going to want to time it when they are stability broken. So she's going to build up these stacks, and then as soon as you break them, that's when you're going to want to dump them all on them. And we'll kind of probably have to look in the kit, but see how she actually gets these. I'm going to guess it has to do with electric units here. Basic attack deals physical damage. Nothing crazy there. That's the standard for that. Rational suppression. Active AoE tile debuff. Deals AoE electric damage in the selected direction. Applies negative charge to the enemies. And I'm pretty sure we've seen negative charge on the electric units as already being a debuff. So I believe we already know what this does. I'd have to look at the spreadsheet to see there. And then generates voltage tiles within the area, and that's just turning them into the voltage. We kind of seen that very obviously when we were watching the video on our moves. So we have that. Chaos Control deals AoE electric damage to the target and surrounding enemy units. If the target has a negative charge, increases damage and stability damage dealt. Okay, we got an AoE attack here as well. If they have negative charge, increases damage and stability damage. So you're going to want to cast this one after they have negative charge, whether it's from this skill or one of the other electric dolls puts it on them. So that's pretty good there. Quantum Calculations are ultimate. Deals AoE electric damage to all enemies with range and generates voltage tiles. Leva gains overclocking strike, which increases electric damage dealt from stability damage overflow. Okay, so this looks like where she's going to do that extra damage. So this is where you're going to kind of save up to do it when they are stability broken right there. And then after attacking, Leva can activate Superconductive Strike. And Superconductive Strike is that one up here where she's going to just dump all of her stacks of Superconductive Code to do a massive amount of damage. And then that's her ultimate. So let's look at the passive now. The passive is going to kind of be what ties all this together. At the start of turn or when triggering voltage tiles, Leva gains 1 stack of Superconductive Code. Okay, so she is... So this has an or in it. And this could be a translation issue, because at the start of turn, it's always going to be at the start of turn. So I'm going to guess this should be an and, but we'll have to see. At the start of turn, she gains 1 stack of Superconductive Code, and then I want to guess it says and when triggering a voltage tile gains 1 stack. It doesn't make sense that it would be an or here, because this first condition would always be true. But so you're going to want to get those voltage tiles. Now it says, and then the other thing is, I'm going to guess maybe this also applies to the other dolls. So she gains stacks at the start of turn and when anybody generates voltage tiles. That's my guess, because that's going to tie her into the electric team. So you're going to want pretty much all, I mean, you're going to want all the electric units if that's the case. If it's whenever you trigger a voltage tile, she gains 1 stack of this, you're going to want the full electric team. You're going to want people generating those voltage tiles. I'll have to look at all of the kits because I don't remember everything. But I'm already seeing 2 big things. You're wanting people that can do a lot of stability damage, which I know Lenna for sure has a debuff that makes them take more stability damage. And you're wanting the voltage tiles to be created. Regardless if it's hitting the enemy or not, it sounds like if you have a voltage tile created, she's getting that. But we'll have to see the actual numbers on the real kit there. But I'm guessing this is just a translation issue. And this is an and any time that these are created, she's going to get 1 stack. When Leva has positive charge, her electric damage is increased, which it looked like she gained it up here in one of those, I believe. Or maybe it's somewhere else in here. And then when an enemy unit within range is inflicted with negative charge, Leva launches Wise Support. And I do know negative charge is in other people's kits. So I am seeing now support actions out of her, so that's good. Dealing melee. Oh, melee electric damage to the enemy units and gains Confectance Index. Okay, so that's another... Yeah, she is definitely tying into wanting all the electric units. Because I know some of the other units put in negative charge, but now she can do melee damage. Now, does she have to be next to him for the melee damage? We'll just have to see. Maybe they're going to start doing stuff like how we saw with Klukai, or not Klukai, but with Mekti, where she can convert AoE support action damage into corrosion. Maybe something like that'll be happening in the future, where now you have melee damage can be converted. Who knows? I think it's going to be very specific why it's saying melee. This could be a translation thing, but it could tie into something in the future. I could see where maybe they convert melee type damage to something else. So it is kind of unique that it says melee electric damage to the enemy units and gains Confectance Index. If this attack results in a kill, inflict negative charge to the nearest enemy target. So there, I mean, you're going to easily be able to spread negative charge around. And then you have Superconductor Strike. So this is the really hard-hitting attack. And that is actually, it's an active melee attack, it looks like. So we'll have to see. Does she have to be next to him? I'm going to guess not. Because what we've seen in the videos, there is one attack where she hits the ground really hard. And it does damage. So maybe that's why it's considered melee. We'll have to see. But consumes all stacks of superconductive code, dealing melee electric damage to the target before attacking, and generates voltage tiles around the target. So before she does it, she's going to generate voltage tiles, which should give her 1 stack, I would guess. And then she's going to use all of her stacks of superconductive code. The more stacks are consumed, the higher the damage multiplier. In addition, the attack deals stability damage. So if there's stability broken, it's going to overflow. So I see where she's going to do a lot of damage. It's all about getting that stability damage down, or getting their stability down. Once they're broken, just dumping her ultimate on them and doing a massive amount of damage. And you want to stack up as many of these stacks as you can. Okay, let's look at our keys here. At the start of battle, gains superconductive code and Confectance Index. I'm going to guess that one's going to be quite important, so she's going to have some stacks right off the bat and Confectance Index. Sly Fox's Smile increases damage dealt to enemies in Stability Break. That's going to probably be a standard one for her as well. Opportunist, before launching Wise Support, cleanses the target's buffs. Okay, so a way to debuff them or remove buffs, so that's good there. I mean, but that's already, I mean, all these are so far sounding good. Cloak and Dagger, gains concealed after using active skill. Oh, that one might become important depending on the content. Okay, so it is a melee attack, so maybe she needs this one because she has to get up close to do it. And with concealed, I'm guessing this is the one where you can't do a direct attack. You can only attack through AoE. So that could be very important if she's having to get up close to them to do this attack. Calculated response. Before an allied unit performs an active attack, apply negative charge to the target within range. Okay, so here's a way that you can easily get negative charge on them. This might be more useful depending on if you're putting in an electric team or not. Prepared assault at the start of battle. Gain overclock strike. Okay. And then, what is this? Elite operative. Is this the... Is that our common key here? Because that's 1, 2, 3, 4... No, that's their 6th one. At the start of battle, gain overclock strike. Okay. Oh, that's 6. Oh, no, and then elite... Yeah, elite operative. So this is the common key. And it increases damage dealt to enemies affected with electric debuffs. Oh, man, that's really nice. That'll pair extreme... Like, you could use this one in... you could pair this one with Lenna's common key in any team. I wonder how much damage it's going to increase. Because Lenna's common key puts electric debuffs on the enemies. And then this one makes it where you do more damage to them. So, that might be a very... We have to see how much it increases damage, but that might pair extremely well with Lenna's common key. Then Cutting Fox. Submachine gun light ammo. What is... Okay. A high-performance submachine gun issued to Leva, model after the universal... Okay. It is upgraded rate of fire. Present. Okay, so that's just kind of defining the gun. Okay. Lure the enemy in. Increases electric damage dealt to the enemies afflicted with negative charge. Okay, so and you're pretty much always going to have that on them if you build her correctly. Additionally, increases electric damage dealt to enemies with stability. This is going to be... You're going to want this gun. I can already tell with the traits here. Now, it's going to be very tied to her. It's going to be definitely tied to her quite well, but it's looking really good for her. It's definitely going to be her best in slot weapon. Trait, increases stability damage dealt, and you're doing more stability damage. Yeah, you're going to want this for her for sure. Everything on here is just screaming... do a lot more damage. If the target is a boss unit, further increases. Okay, yeah. I'll be definitely getting this gun when it comes out. Already sounding really good for her. And then just some more information on her outfit that came out. So we haven't got the actual numbers on her kit yet, but this is the first look. And definitely, let's actually take a... Let me see. Let me take a look at the electric units real quick here. We have... Let's see. So, yeah, I was taking just a quick look at some of the buffs in there. I haven't, like, completely gone through the kit yet, but there's a couple things in here that, like, you can see negative charge is already in, like, Andrus's kit here. When the holder receives a single target electric damage, all units with negative charge receive fixed damage. So this is a way to do AoE damage. You hit the one target with it, it's going to spread it. If negative charge is applied again, the holder receives an instance of fixed damage equivalent to 3% of the caster's attack. If the holder is attacked by a unit with positive charge, increases electric damage received. This is considered electric. So that one's going to be really good. Positive charge at the end of action restores HP equivalent to 20% of self's max HP. Ooh, so she might be able to she might be able to heal herself. If there are allies with positive charge within a 3-tile radius, further restores HP. Okay, so she's going to want that. So Andrus is still going to continue to be the sustain for the team here. So that's going to be big. Shelter, gains stability protection. But here's the other one. Electro charge. When the holder receives single target electric damage, increases stability damage received by 1 point. So this is going to be one to do a little bit more stability damage. I know Lenna had stability loss 2, stability damage taken increased by 2 points, considered a defense debuff. So that one's going to be huge on them. You have voltage in her kit. So, I mean, Lenna is going to be... You're going to want Lenna tied together with her, for sure. I know Lenna you absolutely want with her because a lot of what her kit does is built into hers, which is kind of one thing I was expecting because I know Lenna was a big member, or like in the original lore apparently, with her. So I fully expected Lenna to be key together with her. I wonder how Jian Yu will work with her, how well she will. Because she's going to struggle. She struggles a bit until you get her expanded key, which she already has. But I think even with the expanded key, you still really want to get at least V3 for her to actually get some good damage out of her. But I'm wondering how much she can apply to, like, how much this might help her. I'll kind of have to relook at her kit to see, because I don't see anything too crazy in her kit that pairs well with it other than... I mean, she has a lot of these same buffs and debuffs in her kit, so she can benefit off them as well. But how well it is Leva actually making Giant Yu better herself, or is it just they'll work really good together if you have a really good Giant Yu? I don't know. I'll have to kind of look through all their kits to kind of get an idea there. And then Belka, I mean, she has all those same debuffs here. Anything stability related in here? No, I mean, this one's kind of one continuous discharge. So I'll have to kind of look to see how well they all work together in terms of providing certain buffs. But she is overall looking really good. I mean, there's three main things it's looking like you want for her. You're wanting your team to be able to do a lot of stability damage so you can get that overflow damage from that. You're wanting them to be able to provide voltage tiles, because if they generate voltage tiles, where is it? Yeah, this right here tells me you want them generating voltage tiles, because every time a voltage tile is generated, gains one stack of superconductive code, so that might make it where she can do significant damage there. And then the other thing is, was it electric debuffs we want? Something, and then I feel like there's going to be something key alongside this melee. But maybe that might come with a future unit where it's going to be important there. But yeah, I mean, that's kind of the biggest thing, I think, is stability damage and inflicting voltage to get her more stacks there. But overall, looking pretty good. And let's see. I mean, I'm definitely for sure getting her. I wonder what her dupes are going to bring. Because her weapon already looks really good. She looks like she works really well with the electric units. And the fact that she wants voltage tiles tells me she wants the electric units. So, yeah, overall, great little kit here. Once we get the actual numbers, we'll go through those in a video. And then I'm going to actually look through all of the electric units more in depth. So when we do get her skills, once we actually get the numbers on her skills, I'm actually going to kind of start theory crafting what her team's going to ultimately look like when you want to kind of maximize her damage. But, yeah, that's pretty much it. Just let me know what your thoughts are on the kit. Overall, it's looking pretty good. And, yeah, if you like my content, if you could like, comment, and subscribe, it really helps. And thanks for watching.